So we're about to get a pretty significant update with regards to runes. This has been confirmed with patch 2.4. Maintenance will be approximately 3.5 hours beginning at these times. We can see the details of the entire rune management update, a massive improvement to guild bosses in terms of guaranteed tier 2 drops, and honestly what's a pretty concerning change is the removal of purple tier 2 and tier 1 equipment from basic zone population mobs, potentially to prevent AFK farmers. And other than that, some pretty huge quality of life improvements, including checkpoints in your solo dungeons, an adjustment to damage floaters, and much more. Let's go through everything in this video, including should you be dissolving all of your runes before this update hits, and ultimately why. So this new rune management system, Korea got the update just earlier, and so we can exactly see what this system is going to encompass. You're essentially going to have 4 selections here, and the 4th one's your chaos runes, of which you can have a maximum of only 100, and then they store in your inventory. But essentially, you're just going to select your gear item, and then you're going to slot in your runes here. So normally, they're all going to be blank, and to begin with, they're going to be locked. You're going to have to unlock the rune slots how you want, in what order you want. You can have all of the same slots still. You can click the rune synergy list, and you can see what order you need to have the slots. It's a little bit odd now. It's basically from the top to the bottom, from left to right is how you need to unlock them. And once that's done, you're going to have to look through what runes you want to add, and you simply, yes, add them. And the benefit of this system, the huge benefit, is not having to worry about saving certain runes. And it doesn't matter how many times you use the same rune. Like, I can switch ring, I can use exact same rune, even though in the past I may have only had one of these runes, and so I'd only be able to slot one of them in. Now you can slot it in an infinite amount of times. If you have 20 different rings, you can use that same rune in all of them. Even unlocking all of the same slots, I can have 3 boss heavy attack chance here, all offensive slots. Like if I remove this rune, you can change the slot as well. And so it's overall just massive quality of life improvement. You don't have to worry about inventory sorting runes whatsoever. If you want to, say, easily sort through runes, you can favorite the ones that you want to easily find. You can search the ones you want to find easy as well. And overall, it's just a massive improvement. Rune synergies have been simplified as well a bit, so you basically just gain the maximum effect when you have the runes slotted in. You just need all 3 runes, and there you go, you get the maximum bonus. There's no lower quality synergies. However, keep in mind, this has come with the removal of the rune material transmutation. You can no longer dissolve runes to get more runes. You can no longer get rune fragments because they're non-existent in your inventory. You can't dissolve them anymore. However, there is still within the crafter, and with this update a new change, the ability to craft runes. And they've actually made it far better. You now do not need any polished crystals to get these rune chests, and the rune chests no longer have blue runes. It's all purple runes, and you even have a chance to get chaos runes in them. You can choose to craft attack, defense, support, or just a random chest with all of those 3 types with, again, chaos runes. And the crafting is 350 no matter what. So ideally, you would have saved up all your rune fragments for this change. Some of you probably feel a bit hard done by if you went and spent all your rune fragments just 1 week earlier. This is on global, and spent those polished crystals, along with only having a 40% chance to actually get purple runes in here. Yikes. They honestly should have done this change before releasing this system. But yes, you can still get rune fragments by simply dissolving all of your existing runes. However, it's not necessary that you actually go and do it, because this will all be automatic. I can check here on the Korean server with that new rune update, and I have over 3,000 rune fragments when I had pretty much 0 before this update. But I also no longer have any of my runes. So they've simply gone and converted them all to those fragments before deleting them and then recording them in the rune book. My fear, if you go and actually dissolve them all right now, is that it won't add them to the rune book. I can't really confirm anywhere that it will record like the entire history of the runes you've collected so far. It just states it records the highest level stats obtained so far, and the runes of the same or lower level are replaced with rune fragments. So if you, say, dissolved every single rune before this update, you would get a ton of fragments, but you might be left with no runes actually getting unlocked in your rune book. But when you do obtain new runes, they will be recorded in the rune book and they will start at the level of which you had before. You don't have to worry about a rune level reset. But that is pretty much everything here for the rune management system. Again, you can get those rune fragments, save them for the new crafting. It's far more efficient with 100% chance to always get purples and a chance to get chaos purple runes, along with also being able to save some of them and get 100 polished crystals with a limited time crafting. But on from there, pretty massive improvement for guild raids and rift zone bosses. So when you actually go and kill a guild boss, you are guaranteed always get one of these tier 2 drops. This is going to be a huge improvement, as yeah, some people were just getting unlucky doing all your guild raids and not even getting a single tier 2 drop, which was kind of ridiculous. So this was a well-needed improvement. It also makes rift zone bosses even better. With material transmutation, again, don't get shocked by the removal of the rune transmutation, but they now also have an auto transmutation ability. I don't see the setting in material transmutation, but it might be in your overall game settings. I personally don't think I will use this though, but it can help to offload blues easily. But then in the general updates, they fixed that issue with posting a party board recruitment. Basically, if you wanted to do it, to create one, you needed to type something in here and then spam enter, and then it would post it. It wouldn't give you the option to like actually select add. So you should see some more party board listings now. They added the ability to copy and paste skill presets. This allows you to go here and click quick slot set option. You can click copy the set. And if you have one copied, you can click paste the set. So it's much easier to duplicate an entire setup that somebody's already done rather than having to go through it yourself. Now, a pretty good change is replacing all like the blue rune chests with epic chests in like trials, weekly missions, arena coin shop, abyss dungeons, world bosses, guild raids, material transmutation. I believe they've done most of that already though. But then they have this sneakily tacked on the end. Items removed. Epic tier 2 and tier 1 equipment drops from basic zone population maps. I'm not 100% sure what this means because I can't confirm here on Korea. At least what I'm thinking is that they've gone and basically removed all the purple items that regular enemies out in the open world can drop. Are they completely changing these starving sharks? Are they only going to drop blue items now instead of this tier 2 stuff, instead of all this purple stuff? We will have to confirm this after the update, but it seems likely with that wording. And I guess it can make sense to de-incentivize bots from farming those mobs, because then the only areas you're left with getting tier 2 items is like your abyss dungeons, which you then need abyssal contract tokens, which actually requires you to play the game actively to obtain. You can't just AFK farm like sitting in the swamp of silence and farming starving sharks endlessly, getting these and then like selling the trades. But I'm not fully sure with that. Again, this change has not been implemented to the Korean server, but we already know there's quite a big difference with the grind of tier 2 gear versus Korea. They finally added the arena merchant to Harbour Village. You should be able to find him just by the actual arena there. They added the ability in Gate of Infinity and Taydell's Tower to move between floors without exiting, a quick adjustment to targeting with those nameplates, a quick fix to Siege with the boundaries, and Hall of Illusion. This is your solo dungeons that are now checkpoints. This is honestly massive, so you can continue at your own rate. You get to a certain point, you need to take a break or do something else, no problem, come back later. Just be aware that save point, the reset point, gets deleted when a new week comes around. But then with your UI, they added some new like chain damage or healing with damage floaters. You can find the options under gameplay character damage floaters. And honestly, that's about it for this update. Again, huge improvement with rune management. I just hope, like many of you agree, that they also do this for our artifacts, as that can be quite a mess, especially sorting through all the stats. It would be great to have something like this where pretty much they're just all preserved and you can choose which ones you've unlocked with what stat combination by using, say, some search criteria. Or they just need to change the whole system so you can have some way or another to like select what stats you want to have on the pieces based on what you have obtained in the past. Somewhat like traits, I guess, because this randomness on what you get is just gonna drive people crazy. Again, you shouldn't have to dissolve your runes. It should happen all automatically like it did for me on Korea. There was a bug that it didn't happen like after they finished the update and I logged in. I only had 24 rune fragments, but they had a bit of like a emergency fix, and now I have over 3,000 rune fragments to be able to spend to craft all of these. If you already have a load of rune chests saved up and have enough fragments to be able to craft a load, you could honestly just not take the risk and dissolve all of your runes and then obtain those runes back again at an even higher level when you open the new packs. And that should also unlock all of them then in the rune book. It's your call, and overall I hope this helps. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys around.